welcome back to another Marvel Champions hero reveal where we're going to be going through the article. I am here with Villain Theory. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm excited. I'm extremely excited.
Yeah, this is awesome. We were in the middle of recording the newest episode of Shadow of the Cast, which is going to be dropping on Monday, where we talk about our favorite decks. And the timing here could not have been better because we were going through talking about our favorite decks, and I was about to talk about a Black Panther deck when Villain Theory saw that there was a new Wakanda Forever article. So we're going to be going through and talking about Shuri, it looks like.
I am super excited. Like I've always said from the core set, I'm the weird guy that Black Panther is actually my favorite from the core set. So getting an article called Wakanda Forever, I am ecstatic, and I hope it lives up to all my hopes and dreams, which might be too high now I'm saying it, but yeah, it's gotta be good.
Impossible. It's going to be amazing. Let's be honest. So if you've never seen one of these streams before, or just as a reminder, Villain Theory nor I have seen this before. We have not looked through the article at all. So this is going to be a blind reaction. We're going to be going through and seeing what we can analyze from the cards. And so hopefully y'all enjoy our discussion. But I don't know if I want to do any more preamble because I am very excited, especially based on this art, because I think the art looks really, really clean. You want to
It
just
looks
dive
good.
right into it and
Let's do
see
it. Let's
what we
go.
can do? Let's do it. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Also, hey chat, how's everyone doing? Let's go. Here we are. So, as the princess of Wakanda, Shuri aided her brother and king T'Challa through her genius intellect. Ooh, yeah, we're definitely getting a genius traded hero here.
Oh yeah.
Reprints of ingenuity. That's my call for the day.
100%.
Nice. I also I think that we will probably get some Wakanda support, or like that's the hope, and we've been wanting that for a while. It's really exciting that it is coming to us in this king, or in this king. That's the other trait that we want, is king support in this wave. Wow, I'm so excited. I can't even talk. Nelson
Words are
Gilly,
hard.
words are hard. Words are hard. Nelson, Villain Theory stream is one of the best parts of a new hero day. Oh, thank you so very much. Okay,
That's very kind.
let's just dive in and talk about it. So, for starters, Shuri. This is a There we go. I'm gonna put it in the middle of the screen. Can you tell us what Shuri does, villain?
Let's have a look. Shuri is has 4 recovery. She has a genius trait, as you just said. Wakanda trait as well. Maybe we'll get some more Wakanda support. Fingers crossed. She has the inventor ability. Action: exhaust Shuri. Search your deck for a Black Panther or tech upgrade and play it, reducing its resource cost by 2.
Ooh, that's insane.
That's wait. You just have to. Oh, so you have to exhaust her. Okay, okay. It's a little bit more reasonable. I had like going back, like reduce cost by 2 is good, like in any kind of situation, but that's still really good. If I exhaust, you know, Jubilee to generate a resource, that's like one kind of resource. This is only
Hmm.
2 resources, and search my deck for a specific kind of tech or Black Panther upgrade. That just seems so good and fun. And by the way, I love the art here. I love the color. I think it looks really interesting. So I'm a big fan of that. 6 hand size, 11 hit points.
11 hit points is more than I was expecting. That's what Black Panther has too, though, right? Black Panther
She
is.
is Black Panther.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's what T'Challa is too, right?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So the 11 hit points is nice. The inventor is amazing. Like, my mind immediately goes to repurpose. Right. If we are able
Oh,
to play
yeah.
energy barriers for free, force field generators on turn one for one resource. Do you know how much time that gives you to set up in this game? Like, if you put a turn one
It's
force field generator on the table without actually spending mini cards from your hand,
it's gonna be
let's go.
good. And my force went to Sonic Rifle Injustice, which will allow her to more safely flip down, in solo specifically, to then use this again on something else.
Yep, yep, and just continuously invent some stuff. Oh, she nutty. Is this the new hero from the Shield Wave? Yes, yes, it is. Query. This is Shuri, who was just announced today, and this is going to be, I guess, the first hero pack of the Shield Wave. I assume we're also going to get some Black Panther or some tech in this pack. And the last thing that I will say is, if we get aspect tech cards, that always makes me very happy, both for an Iron Man standpoint as well as a repurpose standpoint.
Yeah, spoilers for the podcast we were recording before this started. Tech cards feature quite heavily in some of our decks, so tech is just so fun.
Nice. Okay, four recovery is also really nice, but let's flip the card over and talk about Black Panther. Black Panther is unique. I think that the way that the unique rules work, you can still have the Shuri Panther as well as the T'Challa Panther on the table at the same time, right?
That is correct. It's same as Peter Parker and Miles Morales for Spider-Man.
Sure. That yeah, well that was a dumb question, wasn't it? We've already answered this. Oh my gosh. Interesting. We still don't know who the last villain of the box is. That is true, Robert. Another Black Panther makes me hopeful for an Eddie Brock Venom hero back. That'd be cool.
That'd be so
Nice.
good.
Nice. But Black Panther, I like this art a lot. I think that the art in this hero pack so far has really stepped up the game. The colors are so good. But we have a 2 thwart, 1 attack, and 2 defense with a response that says after Black Panther uses a basic power, resolve the special ability on a Black Panther upgrade you control. That's
That's so
cool.
good.
Yeah. So
I, I
we're
mm.
no, go for it. Yeah.
I was going to say two things. I also love the art here. The hero form art kind of blows the Rodrigo away. This hero form art might be some of my favorite in the game. I'm just going to say it out right now. It's so dynamic, the pose, the lighting, everything going on. I think that's phenomenal. And I like that they're kind of riffing off the existing Black Panther design because Miles Morales and Spider-Man Peter Parker, their designs are almost like very, very different.
Hmm.
Sort of like, they've got the web shooters the same, basically. But here, you're still resolving a Black Panther upgrade but through some kind of use of the, it's just kind of, it's different, but it's similar. And I really like that.
100%. I like the fact that we are able to trigger a specific one. It's not. I do wonder if we're gonna get like a Wakanda Forever where we get to trigger all the Black Panther upgrades. The fact that this is a response to using a basic activation makes me kind of think that the cost of exhausting your alter ego to put those tech into play is a little bit higher for
Mm.
her than a lot of heroes because the activation not only gets you 2 thwart, which is kind of what you want, it also gets you to trigger a an upgrade, and so there's an added effect to using her basic, and so exhausting her on her alter ego to play a upgrade could be a little bit more expensive than it is for some other heroes.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great observation. If you exhaust to get one of these upgrades into play, you then aren't going to be, if you flip down to hero form after that, able to trigger this unless she has readying, which I'm going to assume she does if basic powers are like a big thing. But it's gonna come at maybe a little bit of a cost there. And I really want to see what these Black Panther upgrades are.
Yeah. And to echo chat, repurpose is amazing here, right? Because she wants to ready. If you have what doesn't kill me, other things that help her ready, she's going to get to trigger that special every single time. I don't see. I think she's going to be amazing in protection.
Oh yeah, it's looking very promising.
Ooh, yeah, and chat sidekick too with a side by side. If she has a signature ally, I assume she will. I assume it's going to be T'Challa, right? Like
I think
T'Challa has Shuri. Shuri's going to have T'Challa.
I think I glimpsed an ally, maybe with that name, above in
Nice.
the little mini pictures of cards above. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this is going to be awesome. Okay, so let's go through and find what these upgrades are. She has 4 Black Panther upgrades in total, and as you may suspect, they are essential to her whole playstyle. Yeah, that makes sense. Um, she can trigger the special ability. The special ability on Shuri's Black Panther upgrades each provide a small, quote, normal benefit as well as a larger benefit that you can gain from discarding it. That's
That's
going to
pretty
be
fun.
interesting. And am I gonna pronounce this correctly? Kimono beads?
I don't think there's an N in there.
Uh, Kim Oyo beads. Okay. Anyways, this is a 2 cost Black Panther tech upgrade. Um, so it is a special to remove 1 threat from a scheme, and then you may discard this card to confuse an enemy. Wow,
This is really
that's good.
interesting. So if I basic fort for 2, I can trigger the special. I basically basic fort for 3. This is kind of functions as heroic intuition for her if you just use it normally, right? But then you can confuse if you want to. You can get that bigger bonus.
Yep, you can
Ooh.
confuse her ability on her alter ego side only searches her deck. And so if you are about to deck out, this may be a good time to use this Thor for 3, confuse, get a free trip down, reshuffle your deck, and then play it for free again. Free as in just exhausting your hero. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. Yeah,
Could there be a way to reshuffle these back into your deck as well? Maybe. I guess we'll find
potentially.
out.
Yeah, I guess we will find out.
That's
Everything
cool.
that does that is either aspect locked or mutant locked, as far as I'm remembering right now.
Yes, there's some stuff for aspect cards, but it won't work for hero stuff.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. It is also a tech card, so you could repurpose this.
You could totally do that.
There's your the upgrades here feel like they are another resource. Are we going to be using them to just remove threat, or are we going to be using them to confuse or ready? That's kind of cool. On her hero side, she no longer is a genius, by the way. So she is only a genius when she's an
Oh,
alter ego, but she loses some intellect when she flips and puts on the suit. Apparently.
yeah, but
Uh,
also notably, Shield Wave, no Shield trait, no Avenger trait. I'm surprised that she only has the Wakanda trait on her hero form.
wow. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. No shield, just Wakanda. Interesting. So we do lose out to on a lot of yeah. That's kind of interesting. No team up cards. No nothing.
Kind of interesting. I think I kind of like it, like as a concept. Like there's people outside the trait stuff, but I'm curious to see. It makes me think we're really going to get some Wakanda stuff.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about? Let's do spider bites. Tell us what that is. I'm noticing that the YouTube chat is not showing up on the screen. Guarismo showed me that, so I'm going to see if I can fix that. You tell me about spider bites.
Yeah, so we've already talked about Black Panther, Spider-Man, Spider-Man. Maybe there's something here. I don't think so. Two cost upgrade. It's another Black Panther and tech traded card, so her abilities on Alter Ego and Hero Form are going to work with this, of course. Special. Choose a player. Deal 1 damage to the villain in each minion engaged with that player. You may discard this card to stun each of those enemies. Okay, so the first card, Kimoyo Beads, that's kind of riffing off Tactical Brilliance for T'Challa Black Panther, the hero. This is very much like the energy daggers that Black Panther T'Challa has, from the core set, where you get to choose a player, hit the villain, and each minion engage. This is for less, but you don't have to play a card to trigger it. Shuri's response is going to trigger that on her hero side. But then you get to discard it to stun each of those enemies. I think it's really interesting. It's not just the villain; it's potentially providing a lot more status cards than discarding the beads. Stunning minions obviously tends to be worth less than stunning the villain, but still, that's pretty cool. What do you think, Nelson?
I mean, like, this is the second status that we've seen in the two tech Black Panther
Oh,
upgrades that we've already seen. So I mean, like, insane abilities here.
this
Uh
is going to be good for the vulnerable keyword.
oh, very good. Very, very good. That new keyword, which is you discard the minion that has vulnerable whenever you apply a status to them.
Yeah,
That's insane.
it's
Uh,
really good.
So yeah, we have AoE status conditions to clear it out. It also is kind of cool because you can do this as kind of a support role. So if you are a first player, you can defend, trigger the special on another player on theirs, deal one
Oh,
damage to the villain in each, and then stun for their activation. So you don't even have to wait. You can thwart and stun, so you're protected in like a true solo sense in like a one player, but you can be very protected or very protective, very supporty if you play this before someone activates because you can trigger it on a defense. That's pretty cool.
my brain hadn't even gone to triggering this with her defending, like all these things. So that's particularly potentially very interesting. You could have like a hazard icon side scheme out. You couldn't get rid of it last turn. It's got one threat left on it. Before you draw encounter card, you defend, trigger Kameo beads, one threat removal, and you solve that problem. It's
Oh,
kind of
that's cool.
interesting. Oh, it's
Yeah,
gonna be it's gonna be good for change of fortune as well with the damage here on against minions.
nice. Oh, that's very satisfying. I
Very cool.
anything that enables change of fortune to work better, I'm here for. So
Yeah, for sure.
it's very satisfying. Again, also two costs, so we can easily put it into play. I also wonder if this is when we get a power of tech card. We
I mm.
we had theorized, and I've seen theorization around that before, but seeing so much tech here, and it makes sense that it would come in like a Shuri pack. That feels very flavorful for her.
Yeah,
That'd be kind of cool.
I would like that.
Nice. Remove a threat from his game. You can choose to discard him, confuse an enemy as well. Likewise, Spider Bites does a bit of damage to everybody, even if you don't want to discard the Black Panther upgrades. Their smaller effects can really add up over time, especially with how frequently Shuri can trigger them. Her signature event, Clawed Strike, which is a 2-cost event. The Is it just my screen, or does this like I don't know if the top of this card feels weird to me. Or is that just
It
my
might be a
screen?
little weird. It might.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Anyways,
I see it.
uh, 2 cost attack event that says deal 4 damage to an enemy. Resolve the special ability on one Black Panther upgrade you control. Alrighty,
That
so
seems
this
good.
could, yeah, so this could be 2 for 5. This could be 2 for a um 2 for a 1 threat removal. And then the way that I'm reading this, I'm gonna go back to our spider bites. Yeah, so you can then choose to discard it for the additional effect.
This is really good though. It almost reminds me of Dive Bomb in a way if you use it with the spider bites, right? So your Clawed Strike is
Mm,
going to deal 4 damage, trigger the special, you then get to deal 1 damage to some other enemies. But you can kind of split that up, right? Because you deal with the 4 damage first, so unfortunately you can't pop the tough with the small bit of spider bite damage. But you can deal 4 damage and then deal damage to like every other minion with you if there are multiple, which could pop a tough if there were multiple. So like, and you can even choose a different player with the spider bites, right? This, yeah,
hmm
I can see a lot of interesting decisions to make with this, and I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah. I'm kind of interested to see if we're gonna see the other 2 upgrades. I don't know if we will. But if we even if we don't, like I think the Clutch Strike from an efficiency standpoint works really well for 2 for 5 damage.
Mhm.
Or probably even better, 2 for 4 damage plus a threat removal.
Like worst case, turn one when you start an auto trigger, you're probably using an inventor ability, right, to get that 2 resource cost reduction. Set some Black Panther upgrade up, so you're probably always going to have minimum like turn one, turn two, something to physical claw strike to trigger.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Very cool.
Why did FFG release Shuri instead of Coulson?
I like Shuri.
I like Shuri too. Claw Strike and On the Prowl. This is Black Panther 4. What does On the Prowl do for us?
On the prowl, so 2 cost event, fort trait, and hero action fort. Remove free threat from a scheme. Resolve the special on one Black Panther upgrade you control. So basically, kind of the exact opposite, just for forwarding. The forwarding version of the Clawed Strike we just looked at. 3 for 2 is a little bit low, but then getting to trigger something else on top. With your beads, this basically becomes for justice, 4 threat removal. But you can put that 1 threat removal elsewhere, so it's a slight improvement. That's my initial thoughts. What do you think about this?
It's not a flashy card. I'm kind of
Mm.
curious to see what the specials are on the other 2 upgrades that we haven't seen yet, because that could be really good. I like the flexibility from a true solo standpoint. Removing 4 threat from a scheme sometimes in true solo is too much, and so it's nice to be able to remove 3 threat, clear the side scheme, and then ping a damage, maybe a tough. That'd be pretty cool. So I think there's a lot of interesting combos here, but I mean it's not the most flashy card I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I think 3 for 2 is a slightly low baseline. Like it's fine, but I think I'm more of a fan of Clawed Strike initially than I am of On the Prowl.
Yeah. The nice thing is it's a player side scheme clear. So if
It
you
is.
on the prowl, you can clear the player side scheme and then do whatever you want with the rest of it. So that's nice.
I wonder if
Um,
we get any more player side schemes than the hero packs.
that would be cool. I'm
See.
always down for more player side schemes. It'd be a lot of fun. So
Yeah.
that's on the prowl. Both let you trigger an upgrade while attacking or thwarting respectively, while her brother T'Challa, there it is.
Ooh.
T'Challa, a 4 cost signature ally, 2 thwarts, 2 attack, very expensive, but hero response after T'Challa uses a basic power, resolve the special ability on one Black Panther upgrade you control.
That's
Psychic,
crazy.
psychic.
Sidekick. Sidekick and T'Challa are gonna be best friends if you can afford it. That's crazy.
That is crazy. Hey Juan,
Well,
this is the newest article that FFG just released about an hour ago, talking about the newest hero Shuri in Marvel Champions.
I'm thinking if I ready up once or twice with, Shuri Black Panther and then T'Challa attacks, and we're all triggering the which one was it? The spider bites? That's gonna
Yeah,
be like 1 damage across a whole player's board multiple times. That's gonna add up and potentially like just clear minions with that, or like, at least finish off a significant amount of them. That seems really good.
she's gonna run through Ultron.
Oh yeah.
What's really cool about that inventor ability on her alter ego side is you can choose any of your upgrades to play for free. And so if
Hmm.
you are running Ultron, or if you're running against Ultron, grab the damage one. If you're running against Red Skull, grab the threat removal one. And it's just going to add up over time. But the fact that you can get T'Challa sidekick side by side is going to be. I mean, if we just look at it at threat removal, you've got two threat removal from Shuri, two threat removal from T'Challa, triggering the upgrade twice. That's six threat removal. Side by side will ready. You can then give them plus one. So you have three more. It takes us up to 9. 10 with the combo trigger. Then you go to 13 with a T'Challa activation. 14 with the special on her upgrade, and then discard it to confuse the enemy. So 14 threat removal right there. That's insane. And it's not just threat removal because you can be flexible with it and go into like damage. That's insane. That's really, really, really
Mm.
strong, I think.
Yeah, I think a full cost ally that can have like just triggering your abilities at equal being free forwarding or free attack just with the initial without side kick, without side by side. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the Ant-Man ally in Wasp's kit, but his is a lot more flexible. You have a lot more ways to customize that, and you're like combo it, like side by side here, as we're saying. I'm really curious what the other upgrades she has are and how that's going to work with it. But there's so much potential with this ally. It feels very customizable at how the response is going to trigger and play out.
Yeah. I'm wondering if
Mm.
one of her upgrades heals. I think that could be kind of interesting.
I mean, I guess if they're all going to slightly parody, take inspiration from the original Black Panther's upgrades, we do have Vibranium Suit, which does heal Black Panther, and we do have the Cause, which is, kind of pure damage. Maybe that's going to be a 2 damage one, and then he could
Mm,
potentially be like a 4 damage attack,
whoa.
which would
That
be.
that would be incredible.
But they might not do that. They might go complete different direction. We will have to wait and see.
Yeah, the sidekick deck with T'Challa still feels very very good, but also going back to protection. If we have repurpose, if we have ways to ready, throw med teams, keep T'Challa on the table forever, and you're just gonna
Yeah.
get so much. T'Challa is also a genius here, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I think the only interaction there I can think of at the moment is like Rogue, uh, being able to play ingenuity on herself by touching T'Challa, but then you also have Shuri on the table, so you might as well do that. But that's a really cool ally. Very expensive, but I think it's worth it.
Yeah, I really like it too. I think Black Panther T'Challa has a lot of money. He has vibranium. I might have caught out of the corner of my eye. Maybe we have some vibranium coming up here, so I think she can probably afford it. Especially if she's got her
Ooh,
Rodrigo ability to play some of the tech for her.
yeah. Okay. So you said we might have vibranium coming up. Um, let's go ahead and just take a look at that. Her brother can always draw on vibranium. Look at that. Look at that. We just got
Yep.
vibranium right there.
Oh, it's the same.
It's the
Makes
exact
sense.
same. So double wild, incredibly powerful card. Really
Yeah.
good for a couple of reasons. You can put these in the deck in addition to the doubles, and so now you're running like 6. Well, assuming she has 3, which is what T'Challa has in his deck, but assuming you have 3, you can run like 6 doubles, meaning that you have incredible flexibility on the cost curve. These are great minion attachment or villain attachment removal because they're wilds. They can fulfill any of those requirements. Um, yeah, vibranium is very very strong.
If she has 3 of those like T'Challa, that's excellent. That's gonna be really good.
Yeah, yeah, and we did skip a card. We're gonna go back, but we were kind of talking about vibranium, so I just wanted to hop
Mm.
down and talk about vibranium. Yeah, vibranium good.
Very good. It's gonna really enable playing that expensive signature ally and pretty much anything. So that's awesome.
Yep, and all of the upgrades that we've seen so far are to cost, which is great. But
Yeah.
the card that we switched or that we skipped, you want to tell us about that one?
Yeah, so it says Shuri can draw on her status as Aja Adana. I'm probably saying that wrong. Apologies, but it's a title card, kind of like Cable's uh, Afghanistan card. And it says, it's a 1 cost upgrade. Action: exhaust Aja Adana. Shuffle one identity-specific card from your discard pile into your deck. Okay, that's gonna be really good. It's not even Ultrigo locked or anything, so you can put your upgrades after you discard them back into your deck. I think that's gonna be really useful.
Yeah, put Black Panther, put vibraniums back into your deck,
Vibranium.
recur the doubles. That the fact that it's not an alter ego action incredible, but you can use it to shuffle any upgrades that you've resolved the special ability on back into your deck, flip down, immediately play them again for free using her inventor ability. The
Yeah.
flexibility and the sequencing here is amazing. You don't even this is such a good card.
I'm so curious. I feel like this is kind of opening up two ways to almost play Black Panther Shuri. You know, you can either try and set up all the upgrades, and then you've got like options to trigger, or maybe you just pick one and you just trigger its normal, small effect, or you keep discarding and you keep flipping Alter Ego to direct them about out and play them. And I feel like there are different avenues here. It's really interesting. You know, you can focus on vibranium if you don't want to keep discarding and replaying tech. Very useful. I'm really glad it's not Alter Ego locked, or I think it would feel a lot worse. It'd still be fine, but this is
Mhm.
so much more flexible. Really a big fan of this.
Yeah. And then you can, if you are running up against like a Red Skull, throw her thwarting events back in there. And
Yeah.
yeah,
This
really good. Anything that shuffles cards and you can hit a card that you need multiple times per deck pass, very strong.
Yeah, there's no like immediate card draw here. So you're gonna be spending basically two effective resources in this. You're gonna have lose a card from your hand on whatever resource you paid for this with. And then you're just putting something back into your deck. So I guess with Vibranium, it is gonna start to pay off as you get more doubles back in your deck. But
Mm.
it does kind of drive you to go Ultra, I guess, and get that extra benefit out of that ability. So yeah, really, really interesting.
Sean in chat says that based on the numbers, Shuri can have two vibraniums at most. They think so. Um, Still, even with two, even with one, being able to recur it, I think is very strong.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to tell by the numbers what she could have right now. So I'm not 100% sure, but two would be very good. Two, I'd be more than happy with.
Two would be very strong. Um, John thinks that they will have four. I think that would be too much. Shuffle in a vibranium every turn, make T'Challa look poor by comparison.
I think it is two vibraniums. I'm looking at the little numbers we can see. I think it's probably going to be two most likely.
That yeah, I mean that's awesome.
Yeah,
Um,
very cool.
very excited for this. That's all the Black Panther cards we got. We do have a Justice Precon, which we will talk about here soon. Anything up here that in our little collage of
Oh.
cards? Nothing that is new, but what are your thoughts on Black Panther?
First impressions are good. First impressions doesn't strike me like she's an ultra powerhouse hero, going to stomp expert Ronan straight out of the box, like easy character. But she's got a lot of like these tactical choices to make, a lot of interesting things going on. Um, yeah, I'm gonna have to think about it before I make any definitive statement. Play her. But first impressions are good. First impressions are I want to do crazy tech stuff with her, and that's my kind of hero.
Yeah, yep. I just see her purpose going absolutely bananas with Shuri.
Yeah.
It's so good. And then also being in protection, being able to heal up T'Challa. How many times you can trigger these specials on those Black Panther upgrades is going to be a fun thing to try and exploit.
Yeah, definitely. I really wonder about those other upgrades. I'm really excited to see that.
Yeah. So I'm so I think healing could be one. Probably healing Black Panther. Not necessarily anybody, but being able to heal herself would be my guess. I don't know what the upgraded or the additional effect could be.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it could always be like heal a Wakanda character, so you could heal the signature ally, and maybe discard for a tough status card.
Okay, yep. Tough status card makes a lot of sense.
Because we've had the
That
other two status cards so far.
yep, I like that a lot. Chad agrees. Chad agrees. And that fourth one, the fourth one I could see being a two damage feels like a lot.
It does feel pretty juicy. Maybe they could make it cost free instead of two. I don't know.
That could be
I guess
interesting.
if it's you'd have to play around with it, I think, a bit. But I'm curious. I'm curious what they have. I'm so far. I don't necessarily think one of these upgrades is. I guess I slightly prefer the damage one just because you can hit all the minions at the table. Like that's potentially quite useful. But I feel like the thwarting is still very, very useful. So I quite like what I see so far.
As a solo player, I love the thwarting uh,
And the
option.
confused is obviously useful.
The confuse is very useful. Being
Mm.
able to, yeah, because you can just invent it right back. Because you can just go find it and play it again. I still think that a pretty decent turn one play would be a force field generator because you just get so much time to set up at that point. Just
Yeah,
sit
you would.
in hero form for a while.
especially against some of the heavy hitting villains. You know, if you were to go up against Expert Ronin, getting a force field generator against some of the ridiculous attacks you can do might not be the worst thing. I mean, maybe it's probably not optimal, but it's definitely fun to think about other possibilities. If you get hand cannon out with your tech stuff for aggression,
Yep,
it's be fun to play around with those different tech builds. It's with all the tech stuff we've seen, with Nick Fury. I'm curious if we're going to be getting any more.
I bet. Alrighty, let's talk about the Justice precon, but she should have retaliate, says Guarismo. Maybe
Justice.
that could be one of her upgrades. That could be the last upgrade. Instead of multiple damage, it could give a passive. Nah, I don't know if I don't know. She could have an upgrade that gives her retaliate. I could see that happening.
I kind of feel like defending and triggering the spider bites is almost like retaliate. You're damaging the villain phase though. It's kind of has it kind of if you wanted it.
Yeah. Yeah, I do agree, Sean. The balancing of discarding or when to keep them is going to be very interesting.
Mm.
I think the way that I'm looking at it, unless I'm about to reset my deck or flip down and need the confuse, I'm probably not discarding them. My immediate reaction is that the additional benefits to these upgrades by discarding them are going to be more of a panic button that I'm going to hit when I need that stun or when I need that confuse, rather than something that I will always be
Well,
hitting.
yeah. I mean, I kind of feel like you're going to have one main upgrade you want to keep in play, and whenever you use your basic power, trigger that. If you're Ultra Ego and you've got that really good inventory ability, maybe you want to put another one in, and maybe that's more expendable. Kind of, have a main one and then some expendable ones. Is kind of what I'm thinking, but. Yeah, the decision's gonna be so interesting, and the different decks are obviously gonna do different things with it.
Yeah,
Mm.
very cool. I assume that we're gonna get some tech cards in Justice with her precon, but let's talk about Manifold, which is a 3 cost. Let me see if I can find the. There it is. There's the link. 3 cost Justice ally, 2 thwarts, 1 attack, 1 consequential on both, with only 2 hit points. Avenger and Wakanda traded. After Manifold enters play, choose a player. That player searches their deck and discard power for a player's side scheme and adds it to their hand. I was just not expecting to read that. That was just not something I was expecting from a Wakanda character,
I
especially
read
since we haven't seen any player side schemes yet.
I read like 1 second ahead of you, and I was like, "Whoa, I need to mention this." Like this is really fantastic ability to have. I'm just trying to look at like the cost and what he does, like how it all adds up. But getting deck or discard pile for a player side scheme is very, very, very good. I mean, my first thoughts go to Jubilee, and she can get her shopping spree. She already has like a way to get that early, but like put it back. But I'm assuming we're getting at least one new player side scheme here, which is excellent. Maybe we should read in order. Maybe there's a reason this link wasn't the first one at the top.
Potentially,
But I
potentially.
want to hear more.
I also wonder if the player side
Mm.
scheme is one that can be triggered multiple times, right? Shopping spree at
Yeah.
this point is the only one that has a side scheme that does not go to the victory display. And
Yeah.
so
This
if
is
we get another one, that makes more sense to search discard pile rather than just discarding it.
this is just a really good card though, like baseline. Like I could throw this in any character. It doesn't have to be like Cable or Jubilee or some of a special one. Like this is just good to like find maybe build support or specialized training early on. It's just another way to get that going. While forwarding for 2 and then blocking, this is a good card. I like this. Avenger 2, another Justice Avenger. They were slightly thin on that, so that's kind of nice to have an extra one just for like Smite's heroes and stuff.
Nice. Very true. And the 2 thwarts for player side schemes, that clears some of the player side schemes. But also, if you play Manifold, you have 2 thwart, and so it allows the characters with a 1 thwart stat to be able to clear those player side schemes on the turn that you play them in true solo.
Okay. Okay.
For the
Hear me
threes.
out.
Yeah, what's up?
Hear me out. I'm playing Shuri Black Panther. I use my inventor ability to put out the beads I've got that let me fort. If Manifold then at some point gives me specialized training, fort for 2 with Shuri, 2 with Manifold, and then the beads will do the fifth one. And you've got specialized training, so like pretty easy there. Like that's very accessible.
Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really interesting. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go in order. Is if her signature kit wasn't enough, Black Panther also comes with a pre-built Justice deck to help her dismantle the enemy's plans. Use Shuri's inventor abilities to hunt for some invisibility gear. All
Stealth.
right.
Nick Fury.
Stealth. Ooh. Visibility gear. What does this do for us?
It is a one cost upgrade with the tech trait. So nice one cost upgrade with tech. Ooh, Iron Man is really, really liking Justice this wave. Uh, Interrupt, and it's planned to any player's control, I should say, max one per player. When an enemy would attack you, discard this. That enemy schemes instead. What? You make the enemy scheme instead. Well, this is going to be really good for the Batroc scenario in Agents of Shield because that's kind of got a stealth theme, and you kind of, I believe, like get some kind of punishment for going being attacked. I can't quite remember all the details, but that strikes me as what that's going to do. But a lot of the time, you would not want the enemy to scheme against you. So I'm kind of curious. What are your thoughts on this? You're paying
It's a
two of
one
their
cost. It's a one
make a
cost
scheme.
tech for Tony. That's what I like about it.
Yeah, there's got to be something else, right? That they're gonna show us now.
um,
Paying
yeah,
to make
I
an
get.
enemy scheme seems very opposite to armor up for Colossus.
Yeah, this almost feels more in line with what a Lord of the Rings card would be, where it's very specific to certain scenarios, and it's going
Mm,
to be really good whenever you're going up against that scenario with a if we have like a 4 attack, a 0 scheme, um,
yeah,
or something like that. But face value, this is not a card I'm playing very frequently.
I'm curious about it. There are like some cards uh that make the enemy attack you when you're an alter ego, and this interrupt does work when you're an alter ego, so it could save you if you didn't have anyone to like to block. But that's like a very niche like scenario tech thing. I kind of want to keep reading and see if there's anything else this combos with, because otherwise, paying for a one cost card to make the enemy scheme against me is not making a lot of my decks. So I just put it that way.
Yeah. We have a couple of comments in chat. Darth Raven, thank you so very much for the subscription with Prime. Late to the stream. I'm going to be
Nice.
posting this to YouTube after we're done. Griffin says, what about the upgrade? When the villain schemes, that activation removes threat instead of adding it. Is that psionic redirection? Or not
E
psionic redirection. Whatever that card is.
Sonic manipulation, I think
Oh,
that one
yeah.
might be. I can't remember all the names, but it's something like that. Yeah, I mean, this would like kind of guarantee that potentially.
Yeah, so you can make sure that you are, I guess that works out really well for the psionic characters, right? Because also thinking from a true solo standpoint, a lot of the times you're drawing that and you don't have a way to guarantee the villain's going to scheme in that same activation, whereas
Mm.
this is an upgrade, you can guarantee that trigger.
It's quite
um
expensive to enable that though. I got to see something else to combo with it, or it's going to be like a definitely in the tech card territory, which is fine. But yeah, curious. I like the
I don't,
idea of it though. I like the theme.
yeah, you can use it in alter ego, yeah, but then
Yep.
the enemy's not going to attack. So friendly computer, I'm not 100% sure when an enemy would be attacking you in alter ego. There's a couple of times like Juggernaut could do that.
Yeah. Ronan has a card too, but it's I don't know if I'd put this in my deck just for that. I'm not sure.
Hmm.
Um, yeah.
Alrighty, so that's invisibility gear. To lower a minion's guard, then catch that minion red-handed in a sting operation. Sting operation is a 2 cost preparation card, so that's good. Was the other one a prep
Mm.
card? It was
Um,
not.
it's item and tech.
Yeah, so this is a prep card, so we're Black Widow is very happy. Max 1 per player. After a non-elite minion schemes, discard Sting operation, discard that minion. There you go. That's a lot to set up though.
This is giving me very much Magneto, wrap them in metal, throw them kind of thing. You've got to like, maybe set up the invisibility thing to make them scheme, and then boom, got them. But it's only for non-elites, and this obviously does work better if you just go Ultra Ego and they scheme. You don't have to set up the first thing, but it has to have a minion out. It has to be a non-elite minion. Um, but it does discard them, so I think the article was actually just saying, kind of in the following sentence, it will avoid when defeated effects. Again, kind of feels like a tech card to bypass certain scenario things
Mm-hmm.
that I might not use in all general play, because a two-cost card, realistically, probably going to be dealing at least 3 to 4 to 5 damage, depending if it's hero aspect or whatever. So a lot of times you could probably just defeat a minion anyway. The nice side is preparation. I guess you can keep it on the table. Um, this is obviously maybe going to be nice for the Ultrigo Ernie builds to deal with minions.
Yep.
Because the minions are going to scheme, and then sting operation, got them, they're gone.
Yeah. That's kind of where my mind was going. I don't know if I'm playing this in a deck that is not spending a majority of the time in alter ego because but a lot of those decks also are running Quake, which is a little bit slower of a clear of a minion. 2 costs is a lot. You get the rebate because it is the preparation with Black Widow if you use her gauntlets to pay for it. Like, I think this is more of a Black Widow card than anybody else. I think it could work pretty well in Black Widow, but I'm not 100% sure I'm running it super frequently outside of Widow.
There's a couple of people in chat mentioning Nick Fury, who does have enemy scheme against him, so I think that is a
Mm,
great call.
yeah.
So Nick Fury seems like a great card for, and Black Widow, that's definitely a consideration. Anyone saying Ultra Ego, it's there for. So it's niche, but it's definitely going to have like a couple of characters, which is kind of interesting. With so I mean, that's pretty cool. I think I prefer this significantly to invisibility gear so far. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
Zelron brings up a good point. It is the fact that it's a response also makes it a little bit harder to stomach because the or the minion does scheme. If this was an
yeah.
interrupt and you could discard it before the enemy schemed, it'd be much better. But since you do have
It's
to take that threat,
it's kind of good for Nick Fury in a way because then Nick Fury will get the threat put on his stealth suit from the enemy
true.
scheming.
Yeah,
But for most characters, that is a negative. But I like that it's a response, not a hero or ultra ego response. As someone who looked at these cards in a bit more detail recently, like that also saves a lot of text space, so they could probably fit in all the text they needed here, and have the flavored text, which is fun.
yeah. It is also a tactic for Psylocke, says Proof Rock. So that's
For
cool.
Cyclops, I think, but yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
that's pretty
yeah.
handy.
It is an interesting form of minion control for Justice, and I guess like you don't want it to be too good. You don't want the minion control
Mm,
in Justice to be super good because that's kind of aggression's role, and so I guess it
yeah.
should be a little bit harder to pull off efficiently. And so I guess in that sense, looking at it and make like seeing that it's one of the yellow cards, it kind of makes a little bit
I'm
more sense.
I'm coming I'm coming around on Stinger Operation quite a lot. I think invisibility gear kind of set me back a step. I'm coming around on this. There's also, a lot of nemesis in the game which aren't elite. You could do something like face the past. I'm not even going to try and clear you. I've got this flip ultra ego. Let it scheme once. Maybe it's got only got one scheme that nemesis. There are some out there, so there's definitely going to be some specific situations and decks where you can make something good happen with this.
Yeah, and then if you see minions that have like they're minions with like 0-3 stat lines, right? So a lot easier to take them out. Non
Yeah,
elite, non elite minion. Two. I also as a 2 cost sting operation. Take out a Sentinel Mark 8. I am here for.
there are some good targets for sure. Although that would have to scheme against you, which in solo maybe not ideal to
That does hurt.
push a
That does
team.
hurt. Yeah. 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 Alrighty, so that's Sting Operation. Remove them from play without triggering any when defeated abilities. Need somewhere to put that minion so it doesn't come back. Look no further than the Raft. What
That
does the
sounds
Raft
amazing.
do, villain?
The Raft is a 2 cost support, location and shield traded. We're getting the shield support starting to directly roll in now for the wave. Response: after a minion leaves play, tuck it under here from the encounter discard pile. I just want to say tuck it under here is new phrasing I don't think we've ever seen on a Marvel Champions card
Yeah,
before.
yeah.
It's not put face down, it's tuck it under. Just sneak it under there. I'm going to guess it's for text space as well, though, because that's a lot shorter phrasing and there's a lot of text here. So after minion leaves play, discard it or defeated. That should both work. Put it under the raft so you can knock them out or arrest them. Uh, remove threat from a scheme equal to the tucked minion's printed scheme. If there are at least 4 minions here, deal 1 random minion here to any player as a face down encounter card. So that's really funny. So remove the threat equal to the tucked minion's printed scheme. So you want to try and arrest or knock someone out who's got really good printed scheme, and then I guess you're getting information from them. Um, yeah, but then if there's too many, you get one back. So that's this is a fascinating card design. What do you think, Nelson?
Thor's gonna love it. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
you kill the minions and you can just cycle minions the entire time. I think like Thor Justice is something that I haven't really explored too much, and I think that this is going to be something that's going to make it really interesting.
I actually like Fortress. This even with like global logistics to line the minions up for you to come into play, and
Oh,
that's with your
okay.
shield, which we have here. Uh, so you don't have to exhaust it to put something under here, right? Does it exhaust at all? After minion leaves play, tuck it under here. Uh, okay, then remove threat from a scheme. There's no exhausts. Am I correct here? So if you defeat
There's
like a
no
bunch of
exhaust.
stuff, they all go into the raft, and then they start breaking out, which is always what's happening in the comics. Oh, we put away all these villains, but the heroes need some villains to fight. Boom, they break out. Kind of love this. I think I really like this. It's gonna
I
depend a lot on
think
the minions.
yeah, true, true. And I think like if there are at least 4 minions here, you can just remove 3 minions from the deck, right? If there are
Yeah.
3 minions that you don't like, they do not have to be non-elite, right? So you can
Mm.
throw Dark Phoenix into here. This is also this is
Neat.
also a location where it is not set aside, it is not in the deck, it is not in the counter card. So this prevents a lot of cards from finding a specific minion. So if
The
you have
fact
like yeah,
mm,
what's up?
the fact that it's not limited to non-elite is actually crazy. You can shut down
Yeah.
a lot of those recurring
Yeah.
minions, which is absolutely again for certain scenarios. That's rewarded a lot more, like a tech card. So good.
Yeah. You can Exodus, Sauron, you can just get rid of them. They are out of the game. Now you do have to deal with them initially. You have to put them in prison first. But yeah, Dreadpool. Oh, that's interesting. I don't
Dreadpool.
I think the Dreadpool is a forced response, so it gets actually
It's I think the phrasing is quite specific. It says tuck it under here from the encountered discard pile. So
oh,
Ultron
okay.
Jones wouldn't work. I don't know if Dreadpool becomes a face down encounter card before he's discarded or not. I'd have to look that up. There's definitely a lot of potential here. I'm kind of excited to try this one out. I need to think about this one a lot more. It feels like there's a lot going on, but I really love the whole idea of it on a mechanical and thematic level.
Yeah. I'm very excited to put Dark Phoenix in prison. That sounds like a really fun thing to do. Just
Yeah.
like lock her away and she's done. Um
Yeah. Couple of people in chat. Charisma says Dreadpool doesn't go to the discard pile, so it won't work. Professor Kid says 4 can get rid of Loki permanently. Absolutely love this for 4 because Loki is the bane of my existence. A lot of people were like, "Oh, 4 with Face the Past. I don't want to bring Loki, and he will be there forever." He annoys me so much. So I actually love that. So that's a whole combo. And Mike says Raft is super high security prison, so it's not limited to being non-elite. That's very thematic. That makes a lot of sense too.
mm, that's interesting. I like the card. I like the card design. I think this
Mm.
is where I like the designs of cards to be because it's not an auto include, it's not a auto not include. It's going to be really fun to play around with.
Yeah, we've never seen a card like this. I don't think. I think this is awesome.
Yeah, and Griffin, yes, correct. You don't get rid of them permanently. They could come back, but you could also just sit with and choose 3 that you want to remove, and then never put another one under the raft.
Yeah. The random nature of it is kind of funny though. That's gonna be like these are like funny multiplayer moments, especially like do you I presumably you have to choose the player before you know what minion it is, right? Or like if they define Tuck as being face down, maybe you don't even see. So you could be giving someone like a tiny free health thing or like an 8 health thing, which is
Yeah,
kind of hilarious.
yeah. Um, I don't know if I actually said this out loud or I just said it in my head. Nova, I think, is gonna like this too,
Oh
because
yeah.
you get to remove threat from a scheme, and so now multiplayer in Nova, I think, gets a lot better. If you
Um
needed it, right? So you can tuck a minion, uh, remove threat from a scheme to set him up to clear the scheme again. Like, so if you have something with 5 and you have 2 thwarts, you can clear 3 threat from a scheme after tucking a mark 8 under here, then thwart down the scheme and get another activation out of Unleash.
Yeah, important to note that the threat removal from this will not count as a hero doing it because it's a support, but you can totally lower the threat with this and then have like the hero finish it off, and that
Yeah.
works perfectly. So good.
Yep. Yep.
He
Yep.
can like
Yep.
getting the
Yep.
minion back because it's another unleash target next. Like
Yep.
that's
Yeah,
yeah,
you just cycle them.
very cool.
It feels very conspiratorial. Like Thor's over here, like helping the minions break out of prison so that he can then put them back into prison. It feels very much like a playing both sides of the aisle thing. That's funny.
Yeah, I kind of want to send people over to the winning hand channel to see the justice card he got to reveal very recently. I can see some kind of synergy here with being able to see what the random minion is you've given someone, potentially move that around if you need to. Like there's I won't say any more than that. Go and check it out. It's a really good interview, but this has kind of got so much synergy and like options going with different characters and cards that I really like this.
That's awesome. Okay, so that was the raft. Wakanda Allies Manifold can let you search your deck for a useful player side scheme, such as going undercover. Here we go. This is going to be the player side scheme.
So
It's a
excited.
0 cost player side scheme with Captain America on it. What is he wearing? Is he wearing like a Legions of Hydra or a Hydra uniform?
Yeah, it's got a Hydra kind of feel to it. I'm reminded of Bob.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So Victory 0 comes in with 4 threat, not 4 threat per player. So that's interesting.
Oh.
The defeating player looks at the top 5 cards in the encounter deck. They may add 1 non-scenario specific card from among those to the victory display, then place the rest on top and or bottom of the encounter deck in any order.
That's
Interesting.
crazy. Yeah, it's really weird, but I like it. I got to think about how much I like it for full threat removal, but I really love the idea of it.
I think comboing this with global logistics, knowing when to trigger going undercover, you can global logistics kind of set that Exodus or set Sauron in the top four or in the top five, clear going undercover and just get rid of it, right?
Yeah, that there's a certain Justice card that's been revealed by a certain Winning Hand podcast that I think this combos with as well. Just to throw that back there, there's clearly some synergy going on between the hero packs and different bits. Um, yeah, I like the idea of locking away one scenario specific card. I think there are probably some really nasty ones that you can just shut away.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of any that have like a one of, but like getting rid of one fanaticism at least, that's still very, very useful, especially for like 4 player when you're seeing these
It
kind of decks
is
typically multiple times.
it is non-scenario specific, so
Oh,
it
I didn't
it
even
has
read
to
that.
be,
Okay, so it'd be like under
yeah,
fire or okay.
under fire is great. The fact that Cable can grab this from the victory display, right?
Yeah.
Like he can pull it back
Yeah. Yeah, he can actually.
and do it
He
again. That's pretty good,
get
interesting.
rid of his nemesis cards because they suck.
Yeah, yeah. If you're playing Professor Kid or and John, if you are playing Standard One, Shadows of the Past, bye
Yeah.
bye. That's awesome. That's cool.
The fact
It's
that you're getting
interesting.
it then to reorder everything is really good.
Yep. Yeah. No, I stopped paying attention when I was reading. Yeah, that's also really good because then you can
It is global
you
logistics.
it is global logistics. D20 can finally get rid of that pesky Shadow of the Past card. Yeah, right.
We can line it
That's
up to guarantee
yep,
it.
yep. There you go. That's interesting. Thor, I think is gonna like this a lot too because you can set up minions. I meant like this pack specifically. I think the going undercover, unfortunately, is not a 3 threat, so you can't just like looking for trouble. It not looking for trouble, but whatever his version of that to clear it. But
Hmm.
Cable will love this card. Nebula has wide stance. Oh, he had to set everything up. Nebula with wide stance too. That's interesting.
I kind of feel like the like optimal time to trigger this is if the encounter deck's almost run out and you've not seen like one or two of the bad cards yet, and like, okay, I'm definitely gonna get like under fire out of the game or something, and
Mm-hmm.
that's gonna be good. Love the idea of this. I got to see how practical it is, how many decks it makes it in, but like thematically and like mechanically, these cards we're getting here are so interesting.
Yeah, very very true. Going undercover and add it to your hand. Meanwhile, the fierce warrior Oki,
I think it's
uh,
Okoye.
Okoye,
Don't
four
quote me, guys.
4 cost basic card 2/3. After she uses a basic power, revolve the special ability on another
Dora Milaje.
Dora Milaje. The text is so small on my screen. Ally. And the special on this card is choose a Wakanda hero or ally. They get +1 thwart and +1 attack until the end of the phase. Insane.
This is like a Black Panther upgrade, but it's an ally, and it is a Wakanda ally, which is really good. Here's some of the Wakanda support we're getting here. This strikes me as better for maybe Shuri Black Panther because she wants to, use the basic powers more. But nonetheless,
Mm.
that's pretty good in regardless, right? So yeah, and they get +1 footing and attack. So maybe there's even synergy with like go all out, push ahead things that use a summary of your stats. I'm not sure, but it was
Yeah.
interesting. It's interesting to think about.
So Wakanda hero or ally +1
What's
thwart. I'm hoping that we get another one. So that's the special, and you trigger
mm,
on another. So you cannot trigger the special
yeah,
on her. That makes it a little hard.
that's what I was just looking at. That makes it less good and like slightly less appealing to be honest. Like I play this, and the stats are basically Deadpool, obviously without his ability, but it's 2/2/3. But for a forecast, that's not a great deal. Um, but I wonder if this is pushing toward like a deck build where you have multiple of these out and you just keep hitting them, keep triggering them, something like that.
It's reminding me of like the posse where
Yeah,
it's yeah, you have combos with like cards that are not hero specific but can kind of build into it. I'm hoping we're getting another leads a squad of
I
Dora.
think there's another card related to this.
Sweet, yeah. Dora, you want to read that one to us?
Yeah, let's have a look. Free cost support, Dora Milaje. So this is kind of like the posse got an event, I believe. This
Mm.
is maybe going to be similar here. Ignore this card's resource cost if your identity has the Wakanda trait. This is the Web of Life and Destiny model of trait support, and the action is exhaust Dora Milaje, resolve the special ability on one Dora Milaje ally, and heal 1 damage from that ally. Okay, so this is really good. This is going to kind of power up the other the other ones.
Yeah. Okay, so this is really good. Yeah, no, that's interesting. I'm curious to see the other Dora Milaje allies that we're gonna be getting, but the fact that you can just ignore the cost of this card if you are Shuri or T'Challa is nice. Um,
Yeah.
you then have to have the allies in play. But now when they are now in play, you can, if you just have the one that we just looked at, you can immediately thwart with her for 3 and heal 1 damage, and you just have a consistent 3 threat removal on the table forever, right?
Yeah, I mean the way I'm looking at this is I'm gonna want 2 Dora Milaje Wakanda allies out, so they can like trigger each other. But then this obviously will be able to choose whichever one, for the best situation, get like an extra use. I think I kind of like this. I like this more than the posse. I'm gonna say.
Yeah, it's a support, right? I mean, like it's something that
Yeah,
you don't have to have the timing perfect because it's on the table
mm,
forever. That's nice.
but yeah. But for like the posse, you need. I feel like it's 3 characters. It's been a while since I've actually used that card, but I feel like this is more forgiving in that regard, like getting it set up easier. Build support can even find this in, especially if you're a non-Wakanda
Mm.
character. Depending what the allies do, this could be really useful. I mean, I'm thinking Quicksilver build support get like this, and they get plus. Choose a Wakanda hero or ally, so you would never be able to boost his stats. I see. I see. I tried to game the system, and the system said no. Okay.
Honorary Wakanda.
Honestly, if that it was a thing, but okay, never mind.
Okay, so random thought. One of the silhouettes has been speculated to be Winter Soldier. Do we
Yes.
think that this is going to be a Winter Soldier designed in the time where he has the Wakanda trait, or no?
That'd be really cool. I feel like no, because it's really specific, but it would be really interesting if we had more characters to use the Wakanda trait. And he would be
Yeah.
one of the few that like I think would maybe fit more than the average character.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Shuri is wild. I wish T'Challa had some of these abilities. Yeah. Okay, so that's cool. I'm a fan of that.
Oh,
I do want to see more. What's up?
I was gonna say I should point out that the um no, I was looking. So you can use Okoye to boost up the T'Challa signature ally stats, but I don't know if that's going to be significant unless you're like doing a lot of ally readying. In which case, that is still good.
I
But
mean, a sidekick deck.
yeah, maybe for command team, you have more ways to ready your ally than your hero, so that could be interesting. Yeah, cool.
Friendly computer. If he is the Winter Soldier, he wouldn't be Wakanda traded. He's called the White Wolf while he's in Wakanda. That makes a lot of sense. Um, who do we think her nemesis minion will be?
And Nemesis, I don't know.
Claw?
We've all got one card left, right?
Yeah, we,
I'm
we do
kind
have
of
one card left.
hmm.
When all else fails, Shuri can team up with her brother through Heart of the Panther. 2 cost team up event. Yes, nice. Okay, so we got Black
Oh,
Panther T'Challa and Black Panther Shuri. So this is the first team up event that we've had to specify the alter ego name as well,
that's
too, right?
so good. That's so good.
That's fun. Max
All
one
I've
per
ever wanted.
deck. Hero action. Search your deck and discard power for a Black Panther upgrade and put it into play. Resolve the special ability on up to 4 Black Panther upgrades you control in any order. Bananas.
That's good. So I mean, it's a team up, but it's only affecting your character, right? Like if I'm Shuri and I play this, it doesn't help T'Challa, but I'm allowed to play it. So search my deck for the upgrade, put it into play, and then trigger. I'm curious that it says up to 4, so that
That's how
that
many you
suggests
have.
there could be more than 4, but we don't have any characters with more than 4 yet, right?
Yeah, I
My
think I think the wording on it to me means that even it's trying to get around any ambiguity of if I have 2, you can trigger up
okay,
to 4, so you can
okay.
trigger 2. But I
I
mean,
want
like,
another one.
yeah, but I'm thinking about this for Black Panther. Okay, I should specify for T'Challa because if we are able to pull this off, it means that we have Shuri in play as an ally, which means that we've been able to go get an upgrade, which means that we can play the upgrade and potentially play Heart of the Panther
Yeah.
on there. So we have 2 upgrades for a ally play of Shuri. Um, that's interesting.
For multiplayer, I think I quite like it. For solo, it depends how quickly you can get like Shuri, and like T'Challa for Shuri is very expensive to play. But she's going to be cycling the upgrade more than usual, so I guess she'll have more cause to do that. Yeah, really interesting.
Yeah, Adam asked, this will not work if they are on their signature allies, will it? It will not. Interesting. Yeah, this will,
Hmm.
because T'Challa here for the signature ally is not Black Panther.
But he is T'Challa, and it has like the slasher of T'Challa here. So
I wonder if it's an or.
yeah, there's no way they put like a team up card that doesn't work in solo play, right?
Yeah, so chat is saying that it is either or, which means that you can play the team up card also if you are playing both Black Panthers. One of them's an alter ego now.
Yeah, that's how I kind of took it to be as well. It's like either or is how I so that would be good.
That's really interesting because that's also the first team up card that, other than like the Guardian team up cards, that work with alter egos as well.
Yeah, I think so. I like this card. I think I feel I don't know if I'm including it all the time. I have to think about it. Someone see all of her upgrades as well. But I love the design. That's like the either or kind of thing. That's incredibly good for team ups going forward. So one of the worst thing is if your buddy is an alter ego or something, and it's like, no, we can't team up.
Yeah, I think I like this more for Shuri. Um, I think it has more. Well, I don't know. Um, because it feels like the special abilities in the Black Panther. This is effectively another Wakanda Forever for
Yeah,
T'Challa. It's a build and Wakanda Forever for T'Challa if you are able to hit the first, but like you're not discarding T'Challa's upgrades a lot. But you are discarding Shuri's. So Heart of the Panther, I think I like it for Shuri more because I want T'Challa the ally on the table more than I want Shuri the ally on the table long term, and so I'm going to be able to trigger this more in solo because Shuri is a win entering play ability.
I think it's interesting. I like this to help Black Panther set up more because once I got that upgrade out, it's always going to help me. And I meant T'Challa, the original Black Panther in the game. But it's going to be more usable throughout the whole game for Shuri because she's always going to have these things going in and out a little bit. Yeah, curious. Really, I feel like I have to try that one and practice a little bit more than like some.
Mm-hmm.
I actually think that's true of most of these cards here. They all have a lot going on.
Yeah, that is interesting. We have a question from Pico Kun in the chat. Shuri versus T'Challa power. They think that Shuri just seems like a better T'Challa. Do you agree with that?
T'Challa has Golden City and
3 vibraniums.
3 vibraniums, and I think that's difficult to get past. Like I think that that's really good. I'm actually my impression of Black Panther Shuri hasn't been that she's super powerful. Not like she's weak, but I'm not. It's not jumped out at me as like an angel or like certain characters when I've seen the previews and I'm like, wow, this seems really good. Like Magic, her ability like blew me away. I think Black Panther's Shuri is gonna be absolutely fine to play, but I don't feel like it's screaming. You know, it feels like you're gonna have to like work for your wins a little bit. So, which I kind of like. I think this is good. I think this is a good place to have characters.
Yeah. I'm not 100% sure. I think if we see, depending on how we see more of Shuri's upgrades and what they do and how they interact, Shuri's alter ego is very powerful. That is true.
But
Um,
she can't use her hero ability if she's
yeah.
used it. Like unless you got ways to ready. But it does. It is very powerful though. I will admit. Hmm,
The
that is very
opportunity
good.
cost is
It is
tough.
very
Yeah.
good. Um,
It'll be interesting. I think that Shuri for true solo seems maybe better than T'Challa on
hmm.
my initial thoughts, mainly because of her ability, being able to set up, being able to flip down, have statuses in her kit. That seems really good. T'Challa, once he's up and running, is so good. Wakanda
Yeah.
Forever with the 4 is amazing. So if you have 2 Wakanda Forevers, you're outpacing a Shuri turn every single time.
Yeah, but it is it's really interesting for me. I'm just thinking that alter ego ability. The more I look at it, I mean, there's a world where, like I say, repurpose, and we can focus a lot on the other tech, not the Black Panther stuff with it, and we're effectively getting free effective resources from it because you search your deck for the card, but you're not always going to have a tech available. I guess it's going to depend on all the tech available after these hero packs as well, which we've seen a lot of tech. got a preparation with tech, Prism Dust at least in Nick Fury's pack. We've got new tech coming here with invisibility gear, which I don't love, but I feel like the tech equation could change heavily, and I'm a little bit reluctant to make any definitive statement. But
Yeah.
I don't think there'll be a significant gap between them. I don't think if put all these characters in a tier list, I don't think like one is S and one is F tier or something.
Yeah.
It's going to be more like A and C or A and B if, at worst kind of thing is what I feel like.
hmm I'm happy that we're getting the same feel for the two Panthers, but different in
Yeah,
mechanics. But they feel very similar. Like they feel very interesting and very similar in that sense.
yeah.
But yeah, I think just getting force field generators, energy barriers, and then repurpose is just gonna be a very strong build.
I agree. I think it'd be very fun. I'm very excited for that, and I really hope we keep getting more tech. I like that we've seen a lot of Justice tech so far this wave, which makes me think we hopefully, especially if they're getting a character that interacts with tech, we're going to get some in all the different aspects. If we do get a Winter Soldier hero, it's heavily speculated. We've got a silhouette evidence. We've got the practice preparation, whatever it is, practice plan basic card that's coming up. There's a custom art of him in that, so he potentially come with like an aggression and protection deck, I imagine, which could have
Mm,
new tech in those. Not that protection necessarily is the one that needs it, but uh, yeah, I'm excited for the possibilities.
yeah, we got a question from Daring Lime. Do you prefer the upgrades triggering off basic activations a la Shuri, or do you like them triggering off of the Wakanda Forevers, which we saw in T'Challa's deck?
Ooh, ooh. 50-50. I love Wakanda Forever, like picking the sequence and triggering all the things, and then like doing the last one being this big finale. Like that's one of my favorite cards in the game, Wakanda Forever. But sometimes you just don't have it. Like you play this upgrade down, and like, oh, I can't trigger it this time, and that's kind of a slightly feel bad thing. Whereas Sherry's gonna, she's got the consistency on triggering them. Um, so I'm tempted to tentatively say maybe I prefer the Shuri design in terms of that, but it's something I
I
have to
think
play and see.
I think I'm leaning Shuri as well, but that also could be it's the new shiny thing, right?
Yeah, and there's 2 upgrades we don't know about yet, and that could, significantly sway things. Like, if she's one
Yeah,
particularly really fun one, like, maybe like, okay, Shuri in the way she does that, but the basic power response seems good.
yeah. That
Especially
is
because you
that
trigger them
is
in, like, the villain phase. No, I think I prefer Shuri's, like, being able to do that is really sneaky.
Griffin, if Shuri is stunned or confused, does the special still activate? No, it does not. At least, well, if you are stunned, you can activate the beads, and if you're confused, you can activate the spider. Actually, the spider bite is not an attack, so spider bite would still activate, but the beads would not.
Yeah, so if you were stunned and you tried to attack with Black Panther Shuri, you wouldn't actually get the basic power to complete, so you wouldn't be able to respond at all, but if you thwarted, and then you could do, like, the other one potentially, yeah, so spider beams gets around guard and stuff, right? It's not an attack, like so there is
Yeah,
some interesting stuff going on there. And Cameo beads, haven't meant to say that, getting rid of a confused status for you. So good.
really,
Very
really
good.
good. Yeah, yeah, because you can attack, trigger that, and just clear this. Yeah, that's really strong. That's really, really strong.
Do we
Do you
wanna look
think?
at the
Yeah,
go
let's
on.
do that. Right before that, Mike, last question. Do you think she'll have something that raises her basic attack? My initial reaction is probably not.
I agree. Black Panther doesn't have anything that boosts his initial stance, and it seems like the reward like she's got upgrades which respond to her basic power, and I feel like that's kind of the upgrades for her basic power, is my impression.
Yeah, I
I
I view this spider beads as a increase in her basic attack.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at. We recently had another character with a similar stat line, 3 defense, but we had 2 fort and 1 attack on Nightcrawler, and he did get a boost to his attack. Um, but sometimes I found that, especially early game, a little bit like tricky because I don't love all his attack cards like as much as certain characters. So Black Panther Shuri being able to get maybe the spider bites early on, to give her like that extra attack damage on minions, just from each turn there on potentially. I like this design. I think this is going to be a character I really enjoy.
Nice. Alrighty, let's talk about extreme risk. As we mentioned earlier, the Black Panther Hero Pack also comes with a modular set featuring Joystick.
They did it.
As a member of the Thunderbolts villain, what is the 17 health 4 boost minion doing in my encounter deck? What is happening here?
What you are doing with this is you are locking it away in the raft. No, this is what is going to tie into the Thunderbolt scenario in the Agents of Shield expansion box. They said there was going to be more minions that worked with this set potentially added, and I think I said somewhere in a video podcast, maybe on your channel, who even knows anymore. Seems like a good thing to put in the hero packs is like the modular, and this is absolutely going to work with the Thunderbot scenario. Just our first really modular scenario, where obviously all of them are modular pretty much that you can put a mod set in, but really change up like a core mechanic, a new character for that, almost feels like a new Marauder for on the run. I can sort of see like the workings of how Tony's doing these things, like in a really good way though. So this is you can use it as a normal mod set, but this is going to be able to go in the Thunderbots, which it probably says in the text here. But just to make that clear for everyone, this is maybe not meant to be a normal mod set for everyone for every game, but it's going to be customizing a scenario. And beyond that, one scheme, one attack, 17 health, elite, villainous, victory one. Lots of stuff going on here already. When activates against you, give her an extra boost card and draw a card. So it's a good and a bad, or
Yeah.
give her a status card. A lot going on here, Nelson. What do you think? Give me something.
I hate it. I
I
hate
love
it so
it.
much. Yeah. I think it's a really interesting design. I think that this is going to be really fun to throw into a absorbing man or somebody who is a little bit lower on the power scale villain wise to really amp up their challenge rating. The fact that it's victory 1 is really good. The fact that she goes to the victory display after you defeat her, nice.
I want to put this in claw and get this out turn 1 as part of his setup ability.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be fun to square off with Joystick. It's like I'm gonna get to play an ally for cheaper. It's like, oh my gosh, what just happened?
I like
um,
this though. I really like everything here.
I
The
really
forced
like
interrupt.
the force interrupt with the additional boost card and draw a card. Love
Depending on
it.
the scenario, that's gonna like be really risky, potentially, especially for something like Standard 2, which has cards that want to hurt you really badly with boost effects everywhere. But in a lot of scenarios, that would be quite safe. But it would depend on the situation. Giving her a tough state is going to make her stick around long with that 17 hit points, which is more than a lot of villains like actually have as their base hit points. Like for a single stage.
Mm-hmm.
I like this a lot. I don't know who Joystick is. I've got no clue whatsoever, but I am excited for this. I'm seeing a combo with these 4 boost icons here, and maybe even Raft if she appears out. I don't know. The card that I've mentioned from Winning Hand they revealed is gonna maybe if you knew this was coming up, put it on top of the encounter deck. I don't know. There's stuff for, like where you could set this up for Gambit to absorb it is what I'm thinking, and all sorts.
Yep. Gambit can absorb it. If we use her for um the side scheme that we just got where we can just throw her in the victory display, that'd be a nice card to just get rid of.
That's so funny.
It's yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
As design space, I really like that first forced interrupt, like the thing. She
Mhm.
gets a boost card, but I get a card. Like, do I want to give her a bonus and me a bonus, or go safer? I think that's so good. I want to see. I would love to see more of that. Maybe some of the other Thunderbolts have something like that.
That would be interesting. I do like that because I'm gonna chump block. She doesn't have overkill. I'm
Nope.
gonna get a card and throw Ironheart in front of her and have a good day, right? I'm like, cool, nice. Now Ironheart is effectively 1 effective cost. Um,
Yeah.
and on a recursion deck, there is a situation where there's a recursion deck where you never get rid of Joystick and you just recur like Maria, and you just keep chump blocking Joystick with Maria, and you just keep get 2 cards every round.
Yeah. I mean, when they activate, you get that. I mean, maybe it's a crazy world where you use toe to toe to make Joystick attack you and get an extra card because you need it for something else.
Oh, you can taunt Joystick. No,
You
that's
could toe
villain.
to toe.
You could toe to toe Joystick.
Yeah.
That's fun.
It's really fun.
Okay. Let's see what else Joystick has up their sleeve. Right out of the gate, every time Joystick activates, you're faced with a choice. Yep. The last thing I want to say about Joystick here is this this may be intentional, this may not be intentional, but the coloring scheme here reminds me so much of Killmonger and Black Panther's Nemesis set, and the fact that it's coming in the back of
Ooh.
Shuri's set. Like, this is a really cool, like, it's a fun coincidence or a really cool touch. I'm not sure which one it is, but I do like this. Looks like a Black Panther Nemesis.
I want to vote coincidence, but it is like it's like a very similar car. So yeah, I'm curious. Maybe she's related to the whatever's going on with those characters. That might make sense why she's in the back of this pack. Does anyone know who this character is in chat? Let us know as we continue.
Yeah. Signature side scheme is playing for keeps. Uh, each identity gets +1 hand size. Love it. 3 threat for a player. When an enemy activates, give it 1 boost card for that activation, in addition to any other boost card. So everybody gets villainous, and we increase villainous up to 2 cards, or the enemy getting 2 cards. Honestly, I don't hate this.
No, I mean it's gonna depend on the situation you're in. I think for the Thunderbolt scenario, it could potentially be scarier. But we'll have to see how everything works out. I can't remember all the details off the top of my head, but for general use, getting +1 hand size, and then if I'm chump blocking or a tough status most of the time, the extra boost card is not going to be hurting me that much.
Griffin, why didn't they just make the wording give it 1 additional boost card? Because now anybody who does not have villainous, say you have like a armored guard, that armored guard is getting a boost card too. So it's not just enemies that already get boost cards; it's every enemy. I'm definitely playing
Mm.
this in Claw. I think this will be a lot of fun. Claw getting 3 boost cards. It just sounds like fun.
It sounds like fun. Yeah, I mean, I'd probably try and foot it down there, whereas other scenarios, you could actually keep this as. I like this. This really interesting design. I like all these choices. We've not really seen an effect like this before in Marvel Champions, which is a common theme with this entire hero pack, which I am super excited for, in all honesty.
This will be brutal with Venom as well. Uh, this is really fun. I like the mod set where it seems like it's a pretty challenging mod set, but there are also ways to get benefits and milk some benefits out of it. I think that's a really cool
Yeah,
design space. That's cool.
100%. What else have we got?
Increases everyone hand size. While her treachery extreme risk. What do you want to bet that this is going to deal with how many cards we have in our hand? Tell us about it.
Let's have a
Oh,
look. It's so extreme risk. When revealed, find joystick and reveal her. If she's already in play, she engages you. Is that a new rule? If you try and reveal something that's already out, it engages you? Because brackets text is normally reminder text. Um, that's interesting. Joystick
I
activates.
I want to say that
Hmm,
was an update in 1.6. I have a
hmm.
vague memory about that, but yes,
I thought
sorry.
actually no. I think they did it for find. I think if you try and find someone and they're already in play, they engage you. Yes,
Yes.
you're right. I was looking too much on the reveal. Yep. Joystick activates against you. I mean, I guess if you were revealing them, they would they would then enter play anyway. Joystick activates against you. If no enemy activated this way, this card gains surge. So find, reveal her, and if she's already in play, then she just engages you. Just moves from one player to another. Okay, so it's just an attack card for joystick or find joystick, and she attacks anyway. Hmm. The boost effect is give the activating enemy an additional boost card. Oh, it's an optional one. You can risk another boost card for another card draw. That's fun.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah. I If you are chump blocking, you love it.
Yeah,
Assuming you're not playing with symbiotic strength, but or
yeah.
something that can give someone an overkill with that. But
There are
does
exceptions.
does find search the victory display? I don't believe so.
I
Maybe?
don't think so either, but I would have to look that up because that's a very rare interaction.
That's well, it's not with joystick, right? If you defeat her, she comes right back. That would be
Uh,
interesting.
yeah,
I hope not.
yeah. I'm not sure. I mean, actually, wait. Yeah, I feel like they don't come back from the victory display. This makes me feel like if no enemy activated this way, mm, yeah. Curious. I have to look that up. That's weird, but
Yeah.
I do like the joystick set. I think that's the last card, right? I really like the
Hmm.
benefit and negative together. I really like the Thunderbolts customization, and I look forward to randomly getting annihilated by full boost icons.
uh, so Black Panther is arriving in April. So it does sound like we are
Oh,
still in the 2 month rotating window of new packs. So
that's
we
good for
got
me.
yeah, right. We're getting Agents of Shield in February. We'll get Shuri in April. I think the question will now be, do we get another hero alongside Shuri, or is it just going to be the Shuri release in April and then we'll get something else in May?
I feel
No,
like it should
June.
be two. I feel like that's what they've said suggests. I wouldn't bet any money on it 100%. especially there's a lot of delays in certain countries and different regions for different things as well. Last time, hopefully that's all cleared up. But yeah, I like this. I thought this. Hmm. Hopefully
I
two.
like I like it. Yeah. I'm hoping that we'll get two. They did say that we are moving back towards a regular release cadence, and the regular release cadence, as far as I know, is defined by them as 2 hero packs every 2 months.
Yeah, that's what I've heard, and I would agree that's like the regular. So fingers crossed that is that. I'm very happy to get Shuri in April. I love these cards. I need to experiment with the raft.
We were told to look at the pack in the Asmodee store.
Okay.
Intellect. When T'Challa is severely injured, Shuri took up the mantle of Black Panther and became the protector of the homeland in his stead. Darting into your game's Marvel champions with a versatile array. Yada yada. Anyone looking to take on the Agents of AIM will want to add Black Panther Hero Pack to that collection. 40 card pre built deck giving you LOL spoilers.
Am I missing the spoilers?
I think I am. We're getting AIM cards.
Well, we know we're getting aim. We've got Modoc, right? This is a scenario and stuff.
View on store. I think I did. Click view. Oh, view on store. Oh, is it? Oh, back of Hero Pack?
Oh,
Nemesis set featuring Claw. There you go. Okay,
yeah, that
nice.
makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Pre-built cards that can be added to any. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So yeah, Claw. Claw is the Nemesis. Nice. That's cool.
It's always funny to me. They don't include the nemesis, but they always show the back of these boxes. We always see the back somehow. Like, show us the nemesis. I guess we'll get to see it maybe from a community content creator thing in full detail. Maybe, hopefully, not sure.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, claw makes a lot of sense.
That's awesome. Well, I'm super excited for Black Panther. It's gonna be really cool to have Shuri on the table. She looks really fun. So I'm excited. I think someone saw or someone put in the chat that it was on the fun power scale. She's gonna be on the fun side probably, and I could see her
Fun.
being really strong as well. But I definitely think that she will be on that fun side. So
Yeah.
yeah, cool. Villain, are you gonna be doing a deeper analysis on this pack?
Yes, I don't know if that will be released like quite a bit later tonight or it'll be tomorrow. Because I've got the Nick Fury card reveal tomorrow, guys. If you're interested, check that out. There's a premiere video up on my channel. A little bit of promotion there, but if not, it'll be Saturday. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be digging into this and applying some numbers and let's see what Shuri can do.
Nice. So if I remember, I will add the link to Villain Theory's video down below. And yeah, awesome. Thanks all for hanging out. Hopefully you all are as excited for Shuri as we are. And yeah, I'm pumped. But Professor Kid, all game areas are subject to the find instruction with the following exceptions: face down and counter cards in the victory display. So no, do not search
Um,
the victory display.
yeah, that's a relief. Or this should make the Thunderbolt scenario very difficult if they kept coming back in after you did like 17 damage.
Yep. Oh my gosh, that'd be so annoying.
Yeah,
Awesome.
cool.
Thank you all so very much for hanging out. We will see you next time. And until then, hope you have some fun playing Marvel
See
Champions. Bye.
you guys.